Hi there. If you're watching this, you're probably having a spot of trouble dealing with a certain suspicious-looking eye, and are wondering how best to go about beating it. First things first, maneuverability is key for this fight. I recommend you build an arena of wooden platforms raised off the ground, just like this one. Here I've used 161 wooden platforms, and it worked out great. Also, place down some campfires. They give you passive healing and are really cheap to make. You use this in conjunction with a grappling hook to dodge some of the Eye of Cthulhu's faster attacks, and also pairs nicely with Hermes' boots, which are the only accessory you need for this fight. For the minimum tier weapon and armor set, the lowest I can recommend is silver armor and an iron bow. However, you're more than likely to have a few accessories on your belt, and if any of those boost your defense, feel free to use lower tier armor such as iron or even cactus. I've paired the iron bow with some flaming arrows because they're incredibly easy to come by. Just combine a normal wooden arrow with some gel and you get flaming arrows. You'll need around 200 for this fight, give or take. Remember, arrows have a chance to drop after hitting an enemy, so you can pick those up to conserve ammo. The next thing I recommend for this fight are potions. If you're not using potions, you really are shooting yourself in the foot. Besides the thorns and archery potions, which aren't really necessary, all of the buff I used in this fight can be made in about 5 minutes. I use an iron skin potion, regeneration potion, swiftness potion, archery potion, and thorns potion. The archery potion just helps shorten the fight, but especially if you're using a stronger bow such as a silver, gold, or platinum one, you can get away with not using one. I wanted to keep my build as general as possible, so I don't have any prefixes on my bow or Hermes boots. I'm also assuming your character has found at least 4 heart crystals. Again, if you have higher tier weapons or armor sets, you can get away with having slightly less health, but I don't recommend it. Now onto the fight. The Eye of Cthulhu has 2 phases. The first is easy. The eye just follows you around and occasionally spurts out a little demon eye, which are easy to kill and have chance to drop hearts when they're killed. With Hermes boots you can easily outrun the eye, and the fact that you're setting it on fire means that you can see it even when it dives underground. This helps anticipate its attack. You can be much more relaxed at this stage, as any damage you take will likely be regenerated by the time the eye reaches phase 2, at around half health. Okay, here's where the real fight begins. The eye tears open, revealing its mouth, while spewing out a small army of demon eyes. The eye begins moving faster and faster. You can still run a circuit around it for the most part, but as soon as it starts charging, you'll need to perform some acrobatics to avoid taking too much damage. You're going to want to move an opposing motion to the eye's charge, making an X pattern. This puts the most distance between you and gives you space to avoid the next charge. Remember, the eye charges diagonally up and down, although if you get yourself directly below or above the eye while it's charging, it will charge vertically, which means you can simply walk to the left or right to avoid its attack. Be careful of the demon eyes, their knockback can cause you some issues if you're not careful. Once the eye's got low on health, the fight becomes a race. At this point, the eye will more than likely be doing more damage to you than you can reasonably recover, so you'll need to kill it quickly. The biggest difficulty is shooting the eye as it charges. However, if you shoot towards its path of motion, it'll likely charge into an arrow. You'll find yourself shooting in all directions towards the end of the fight, as the eye begins to non-stop charge towards you. If you want an easier fight, I recommend you visit the jungle first. The next fight I'll show you is done with jungle armor and the boomstick, which is commonly found in jungle shrines. You'll see it was much easier. I also gave the character an extra heart because you'll likely find quite a few heart containers in the jungle. Musket balls are more expensive than flaming arrows, however this fight only used 90, give or take, musket balls, compared to the 200 arrows of the last fight, so there's not much in it. As you can see, that was a lot easier. And that's it. I hope you found this video useful.